was showing you guys, this one flipped this way. So the people around you have definitely been very secretive. They've been keeping a lot of secrets and being very shady, sketchy. But certain people are no longer going to get away with the manipulation and just the things. Like, people are going to start to receive their karma. Like, for a long time, people could just do things in the dark and get away with it, and it didn't affect their life, or they didn't really face any consequences. Hello. So we're taking a look into the energy surrounding Halloween. So the veil's very thin this time of year, so seeing what message Spirit has for us at this time, using a spread where we get kind of like the center energy, and then what's grounding things, what's influencing things, what's delaying things around you, what's spiritually shifting around you, the recommended action at this time, and the overall outcome or energy direction that we're moving towards, and some oracle cards. So to start, I got a card from the Garden of Lucid Daydreams to go along with the center or the central energy of the reading. So I feel like this is the viewer here. Spirit is shining a light on you at this time, illuminating. You could be going through a period of rapid growth, and people are noticing like positive changes around you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the second card and these three little sprouts. So the first thing I thought when I saw this in the reverse is, like, if you've went through any sort of third party energy that you could be coming out of this, it's like we have two and then we have three. So a third party or third energy could have tried to insert itself into your life or your situation in some way and influence things. We have all of these flowers, so it's like they could have been trying to come in between you and something, or influence the way that people saw you. But it's like Spirit has been leading you, or despite this, you've been focusing on yourself and working on yourself and continuing to put in the work to grow. And so Spirit sees your intentions. It's like you're being blessed at this time. You're having a light shine on you, being warmth cast upon you. It's like you're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, or reaching the end of a very difficult struggle here, where you could have had a lot of other people around you just influencing you in your life and your circumstance in some way. Yeah, others are seeing you in this really beautiful way. It's like whatever was going on here is coming to an end, or it didn't work out. Yeah, no longer being like trapped, hung up, or limited as a result of other people influencing the way that people saw you. So that it was like limiting or holding up your ability to move forward for yourself. And so Spirit's like working in the situation to create some sort of change, or to bless you in some way. We have the Hierophant and the Lovers in the reverse. So you could have went through, so this could have been something spiritual, or it could have been in regards to a relationship, spiritual warfare in regards to a relationship. The love reading that I did for the eclipse, I did the reading last night. The time I'm filming this, it's the 29th. So last night we had our full moon eclipse, and I did a love reading, and we were kind of picking up on similar energy here. So I can have that linked in the description box. You can go and watch that, because it gives more of like a breakdown of the dynamics. I have a feeling this is kind of a continuation or an extension of what we were picking up on there, of just this overall spiritual warfare that we've been going through. You could have been going through this heavy, like I said, in regards to your relationships, just having other people influence things to where then there was some sort of negative judgment cast on the situation to where you weren't able to get things to the place that you wanted them to. You weren't able to get to where you wanted to in your relationships due to other people influencing and affecting things, to where then the other people made choices that were outside of your control. It's like there was nothing that you could do. You may have just had to surrender, or like you were stuck at one time. Um, so with the Chariot here, we're seeing progress moving forward. You may have recently learned how to kind of juggle a lot of different things that were previously very difficult for you. And so through, again, putting in the work, working on yourself, doing that inner work, you're able to balance out all of this chaos around you a lot more, or almost like play your part in public, or strategically play your part, or yeah, like learn to navigate and get through situations while balancing, like giving others what they want to see, and then balancing your boundaries in order to just utilize the energy to carry you forward. So it's almost like using it as means to an end to get out of the situation. So it's like learning how to kind of smoothly go along with what people want in order to like keep the peace. So then you have this smooth, clear pathway to just like remove yourself when the time is right. So yeah, it's like you could have been just working on yourself until you had that pathway or that opening to like make a shift, to step into something different. With what's influencing things, we have the therapist. So again, more of that inner work, going within to do the uncomfortable shadow work and see what was going on with you, or what you needed to address within yourself in order to get yourself into a healthier space. So when the time was right, you could make some sort of move. So yeah, a period of rapid growth and change due to you putting in the work. So it's like spirit's shining a light on you, but it's like this, it's more of it because they're very pleased with the work that you've done, and not, it's not because you have a light shined on you that people are going to see you differently. It's because of the time that you've taken out to really give back to yourself and pour back to yourself, nurture yourself, heal yourself. So that's been the main thing that you've been kind of focusing on. That's really what's influencing the whole situation. We also have a T here. So T could be relevant. You could have felt like you were almost like sick at one point because so many other people had influenced you, or you had just like, you were around people that disrespect your boundaries, so they almost like force fed you their toxicity, and so you felt like you need to like distance yourself or isolate yourself, or like go within and like detox out other people's influence, that could have been cast upon you at one point, that then influence your choices and your decisions. And it's like, because you're influenced by this toxic energy, you continue to stay stuck in certain patterns and make the same choices and decisions that brought you further away from what you truly desire to have in your relationships. And so it's like at a certain point, you started to realize what was going on, or you started to realize that there was some sort of direct outside influence that you actually needed to cut out or remove in order for things to go more smoothly or cohesively like they're meant to, or for your life to kind of grow and flourish in the ways that it was supposed to. It's like you recognize some sort of negative influence on you or around you that you needed to heal from. With what's delaying things, it's like there could have just been certain relationships that were hard to cut out and remove. Like whenever we uh, either grow up in or go through like kind of unhealthy or toxic situations, we can get kind of accustomed to that or normalized to that, and we can bond with certain people that are also in that energy, or we can just bond with certain people while we're in that era of our life or time period. And then moving forward, it's like we want to grow out of that and heal. But then there are certain people and connections that we're very like intertwined with, very connected to on some level, that it's harder to cut the cord, or it's harder to remove those certain people from your life, even though you can realize or understand that they could be kind of like a negative influence or bringing you back into that negative space. So that could have been the hardest thing, is then the other people that came with it that were also connected to the situation that you were bonded with as a result of this situation, or whoever you were bonded with as a result of like certain third party influences that you went through in the past, or painful experiences that you went through in the past. It's like it could have been hard to see, or taken a long time to recognize certain people around you's intentions, that it's like if you met and connected with them while you were in that space, or if then they're going to be in that same energy. So it took a long time to recognize like certain people also had to go, or like say you had to cut certain people out of your life, and then there's other people around you that still mess with those people or are still involved in that situation you had to remove yourself from. That's like eventually, because you have such a close bond with these people, it was really hard to see them for how you needed to see them. But then eventually it's like you were forced to see, okay, these people are like the same as them, or they're in that same energy. So then me staying tied and connected with these people, I'm still tied and connected to all the other stuff that I had to cut out and remove from my life as well. And so it could have been really hard to like come to that final realization, or put two and two together and be like, this energy I'm trying to remove myself from is still intertwined or connected into my life, popping back up. It's still affecting my life or influencing things. It's still influencing the way that other people treat me, and the way that other people make choices when it comes to me. So then it affects the choices I have to make. So then eventually you realize or see like, okay, I'm going to have to remove these certain people that are still, it's not a thing to where it's like, you could be the type of person to where you're like, I would never want to force someone to pick sides. Like, just because I had to remove myself from something, like other people, I would never want to influence other people to do what I'm doing, or you don't want to feel like you're controlling others. But if they're still influenced by that, wrapped up into that, tied into that, then it's going to be really difficult to have a relationship with those people, and then them still be on that wavelength or frequency. Or if it's not that they're directly connected to whatever you walked away from, whatever was going on, it's just a general reading. So um say it's just like you're having to like change your lifestyle and like quit certain habits, then it's hard to then stay friends with people who, it's not like you want to cut them out of your life because you're judging them, you think that you're better than them because you stopped doing certain things and they didn't. It's more of like, it's just really hard to connect with them and hang out with them in the same ways as you could before, because they're still doing all of this stuff that you are trying to remove yourself from. So it's like you realize that this is kind of delaying you or holding you back or slowing you down in your progress, and like purging and detoxing and healing from whatever energy that you've had to go through, that you've been really working to remove and expose or expel um, from your life. So with what's spiritually shifting, we have the Three of Wands. So I feel like Spirit was coming in to like wake you up and show you who these people were that were kind of blocking your path and deterring you from being able to get to where you would like to get to. You could have certain dreams and goals that you would like to see realized. And so having these extra influences around you was just a weight that was kind of holding you down or holding you back. And so Spirit's been working to illuminate this. It's like as the light is being cast on you, it's like there's also a light being cast on just like the truth in general and what you need to do in order to flip things around and be able to start moving forward for yourself at the rate that you would like to. Yeah, so with the recommended action, we have the Death card. So this is like being willing to let go of what is no longer serving you and trusting in Spirit that you are being guided and led into something new and different and beautiful. And there is going to be something new on the horizon or on the other side of some sort of massive transformation. If you have the confidence and the strength to let go of the things that are no longer serving you or working with you, working for you, helping you to move forward and heal, move in the direction that you would really desire. So yeah, it's like this card's perfect. How Spirit's like you're being led into something new. So it's not a death or it's not the end. Letting go of certain people in your life doesn't mean your life is over. You're being guided into the new, the next. Things and people that are going to be a lot more in alignment with your soul's purpose and path. And so Spirit knows exactly what you need at this time, so you can fall back and trust. You've done a lot of work for yourself up to this point, but it's like you could just need this extra help to just boost you into that next level. And so Spirit's really wanting to take your hand and help guide you through all of this at this time. We have the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So again, you're working on navigating yourself into a better space, but the people around you that you've had to like separate yourself, isolate yourself from, the environments that you've had to remove yourself from, there could be like a lot of sabotage going on, just like a lot more stuff happening behind the scenes. There was a lot more influence and just things being really unhealthily wrapped up and intertwined all together than you would even realize. And so it's like you could only take yourself so far and like defend and protect yourself so much, because you could have been really outnumbered by the amount of people that wanted you to kind of like stay stuck or stay held down or held back. And it's like the more they saw you rising out of this and having opportunity and potential to move into a different space, then they would like double down on their efforts. So it just got to the point where it was overwhelming and you couldn't juggle everything around you anymore. And that's absolutely not your fault. We're really seeing that you've been through some really unfair and odd circumstances. So this could be like your family, or it just could relate back to when you were younger in some way. But yeah, you've just been through a lot, and the weight became very overwhelming, and Spirit could see your heart and your intentions and the people that were working against you even more clearly than you could. And so if there's anyone or anything that you can trust and rely on at this time, is Spirit. And yeah, your spiritual beliefs, your practices, whatever you believe in, God, to really fall back on that, prayer, whatever works for you. So we have the Nine of Wands. So this is an energy of being really guarded, kind of having your guard up and being ready for the next battle. And so Spirit is saying, once you trust in Spirit, once you take the hand that's kind of being given to you at this time and follow the lead and the guidance that's being given to you at this time, you can step into a space of trust. So you don't have to, you've been through a lot of stuff and people have really messed with you, messed with your life, influenced you, sabotage you. Just in every single reading I've done, like probably in the past week, is just heavy energy of people doing weird stuff, influencing the collective, just a lot of manipulation, a lot of people trying to take opportunities from other people or just deter people, get people to see them in a negative light. It's like through this eclipse and this whole weekend, like Halloween, like I said in the beginning, the veil does get very thin. And so this is a really powerful time when Spirit can step in and shed a lot of light on the things around you. There's massive change and transformation happening with full moon eclipses. It's all about change and letting things go and what we need to like eclipse out of our life and release. And so it's very finalized energy. So everything that's coming to the surface at this time, you can trust that it's divinely guided, and spirit is like orchestrating things to come up. So even if it goes against, like, there could be, again, even certain things that you want to be hesitant or resist to see them for who they are when they're exposing themselves, but you want to like trust that people are exactly who they show you that they are, and trust that spirit is working in your life in a positive way. And so you can follow the guidance that's being offered to you at this time to move in the ways that you're being guided to move, because it's like light at the end of the tunnel. You're finally being shown or given that opportunity to free yourself or break free or move into a healthier space. Um, on the bottom of the deck here with our T cards, we have under spiritual attack, fighting off negative energies, fighting spiritual warfare, needing to clear your energy. So this is what you've been in. It's like you were aware of this. You may not have been aware fully to the extent of how bad it was or how crazy it was or how many people around you were connected back into this, but um, Spirit saw the intentions of everyone around you, and so the energy and the protection that Spirit had over you was greater than the sabotage, the negative jealousy, like vindictive energy that was being cast on you. So it's like kind of a blessing that in some ways you may have been almost ignorant to, like, the true depths of a lot of people's intentions around you and everything that was really going on. But again, you can now trust moving forward that Spirit has your back and is working to help keep you safe and get you into more safe environments where you'll be able to thrive. Um, so these both came out in the reverse, but then just now when I was showing you guys, this one flipped this way. So the people around you have definitely been very secretive. They've been keeping a lot of secrets and being very shady, sketchy. But certain people are no longer going to get away with the manipulation and just the things. Like, people are going to start to receive their karma. Like, for a long time, people could just do things in the dark and get away with it, and it didn't affect their life, or they didn't really face any consequences. Um, but it's like moving forward, we're going to see a lot of shift in that energy, a lot of change here. As things come to light, we're going to see people start to face consequences or lose things that they then care about themselves. So a lot of karma coming through due to others' actions here. Just like I was saying, people who were almost like force feeding you this toxic energy, as they were trying to cast off their insecurities or their like lower level vibrational energy onto you in order to hold you back or keep you in a place in your life that made them feel more comfortable and secure with themselves. And so Spirit is casting a light on this and revealing, like, anyone around you who was in this energy or had like vindictive motives or intentions towards you is going to come to light, and they're going to face repercussions and consequences in their own life. It's like they're no longer going to be getting away with this type of energy towards others. Protection needed. Shield. It's vital at this time to protect your energy field, as others may be projecting negative energy onto you. You also may be in an environment for which you're absorbing negative vibes that are draining you. Call in Archangel Michael for protection and to clear your energy field. Having a practice of grounding and putting a protective bubble around you every day will be helpful. At the bottom of the deck, we have heart opening. Listen. Opening your heart center and listening to your intuition will always lead you in the right direction. You now have the opportunity to let down the walls you created from past wounds. Let your light shine from your heart to experience what the universe had always wanted for you. And Radiant Goddess, acceptance. You're an amazing goddess ready to fully understand how significant you are. Tap into your power by owning your beauty and potential and not making any apologies for it. Full circle, completion. You have chosen to learn from your mistakes and move forward, closing out the cycle. Every layer of yourself you acknowledge is a layer that serves its purpose. You are now filling your power by seeing your inner strength and determination pay off. Be proud of this moment and let it carry you forward. We also have new beginnings, intention. New doors are opening and new opportunities are here. You're shifting into a higher frequency by honoring yourself and your accomplishments. It's time for a fresh start and a clean slate. You're being asked to bring only your new self into this next chapter. One more card. Childhood wound, retrieve. Your inner child is looking to heal so you can move on by understanding the situation in a new light. Going within to heal requires self-love and compassion. Gaining perspective through energy work or therapy can be very helpful to access tools to empower your inner child. I'm also going to read distorted view, perspective. A change in perspective is needed to view you or the situation with compassion. The root core of pain is often associated with how you may view yourself or the situation from a wounded place. Choosing to heal this brings the broken pieces back together to create a healthy viewpoint. So that is all of our bottom of the deck energy. In this other deck, we have fly free, detach. You're longing to be untethered from what doesn't serve you any longer. A carefree possibility beckons you to release attachments to outcomes and people. Freedom is yours for the taking. Surrender to the process and let go of expectations. And we also have yes, allow. The answer is yes. Free will can influence outcomes. Use your intuition and discernment as there may be layers of information unfolding. So this is just confirmation for any questions that came up throughout the reading. Nature of the mystic, wisdom. You have the knowledge and ability to embody the mystical aspects of who you are. Take the enlightened path offered to instill leadership, teaching, and metaphysical qualities. We also have stormy seas, unrest. There's a storm brewing that needs your attention. When faced with uncertainty, it's an opportunity to make adjustments and course corrections. So Spirit is really helping to assist you just to get yourself in a much better place. So it's, healing things that we carry around from our past or from childhood and letting go of that and allowing ourselves to come full circle and see just how powerful we are here. Really beautiful release and healing. Ocean tides, power. You are a force to be reckoned with. Don't underestimate how powerful and beautiful you are. Just like the ocean, face things head on and never stop making waves. So, Spirit agrees with me. And we have integration. And at the bottom, with teaching. So I'm going to read both of these out of the book for you to close out the reading. The situation you're inquiring about encourages teaching, whether it be student, teacher, parent, child, or just friend to friend. We are all learning, teaching constantly when we are maintaining a high vibrational energetically. Never despair that the seeds you have planted have failed to take root. They may have taken time to germinate or they may have migrated to another field. Do not plant seeds with the expectation of an outcome. Disengage from the attachment to the outcome of the situation and move on. A farmer doesn't sit down next to the seeds he plants waiting for them to sprout. What a recipe for disappointment. He plants them and moves on. Never once does he second guess if he was doing the right thing in the right way. He simply does what he is called to do and trusts that the fruits of his labor will be what they are supposed to be. This card also encourages a more formal teaching experience. Look for ways you can enrich others' lives through sharing your expertise and your knowledge. The spirit could be guiding you into the next level. It's like taking your hand and helping you move into the next level of your spiritual journey. And this could be really scary and uncomfortable, but you are a lot more intuitive and intuitive and full of wisdom than you are giving yourself credit for. You're very powerful. Divinely led being here, and you could be being called at this time to step into a more creative space, to start to build, put yourself out there, do more. So yeah, another big thing holding you back could be going into certain social spaces from your past and then taking in the judgment, the thought patterns of what those people think about the things that you're being called to do. It's like a big thing that makes you scared to put yourself out there and multiply in the way that spirit's leading you to. We are a sum of all our experiences in this and other lives. We all bring forward a wealth of knowledge, talents, and wisdom. One of the challenges is remembering who we are. We are bombarded every single day with what messages on who we should be and what we should do and what we should wear and how we should live. Those messages coming from the media, society, our family and friends, and even strangers can drown out who we are really meant to be, who we have grown into lifetime after lifetime. Find some quiet moments in your day to identify and start a relationship with that small, strong voice inside of you. Pretty soon you won't hear the other messages. Many times in your interactions with others, you hear that small voice that tells you something is not right. Your logical mind tells you to stop it. Nothing is wrong. Stop being silly and dramatic or overreacting. You may ignore your inner voice in a quest to fit in or be loved or admired. You do not realize that your inner voice is warning you that other people's energy is not matching their words or actions. Listen to your instincts about this situation or person. So, just really triple confirming our message here that we were getting throughout the reading. That definitely did a better job of summing up a lot of the energy I was trying to describe. So, we'll just leave it at that. That's all I have for this collective reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, as I revealed in the beginning of the video, I'm doing a flash sale right now where I have $5 mini tarot readings. But at the time that I'm posting this, I'm just making the sale. I have 6 available. So yeah, a limited availability, but you can get a mini tarot reading. It'll be at least 15 to 20 minutes long, which is kind of a mini reading for me, but only $5. I'll be linked in the description box if you're interested in that. If not, then I hope that you have a wonderful day and you stay very safe this Halloween.